And all my life I've been, trying to find a better way of, express my own self and create my own empire. But I didn't know how until I found somebody who actually put me in the right direction, and that's where I am today.
Oh yeah, I'm stable. Oh yeah, no label. Oh yeah, you know me. I have only a past. I'm lonely, but damn, I'm going to win. Yeah.
What is up, Tovy? Appreciate you taking some time to jump on the call and share your story, your experience, and kind of your journey. Last week, I shared a little bit about my life and what I've been through, but as we know, there are so many different, backgrounds and experiences and journeys that people go through to get where we are today, to get where you are today. And I just love hearing them. Not only do I find them motivating and inspiring, but they just remind me that the possibility of like what humans are capable of when we really set our mind to something and get clear. And so really excited to have you here today, Tovy. And for those people who are tuning in who maybe don't know who you are, maybe meeting us for the first time, just kind of popping in, give us like a 1 or 2 minute background of who you are and how it is that you got here today.
Sure. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be here and with you. Excuse me. You have been a very, inspirational person to me in my journey. So yeah, my name is Tovy Carvalho. I'm original from West Coast Africa, Cape Verde Islands. I came to US back in 2000. When I came to US, I was, a computer technician, but I ended up, working, parking lot, working restaurants, barring, all that, you name it, everything, just to try to, survive and, to create a better life, right? So I'm married. I have 2 kids. I've been married for 22 years. My lovely wife and I, we actually work, full time together right now, so which is great. And all my life I've been, trying to find a better way of, express my own self and create my own empire. But I didn't know how until I found somebody who actually put me in the right direction, and that's where I am today.
Very cool. So moved here in 2000. You had a computer background, but started working basically every job you could to get by. Been married for 2 decades now. That's impressive, brother. Very impressive. 2 beautiful children, amazing family. And when I got to meet you and got to know you, you had already come through quite a bit, and you guys were, you and your wife were already, working through quite a lot, and we're very happy when I had met you. But what ultimately, and it may be that you didn't realize what these things were. It's very common that we don't know what they are at first. Could have been hindsight, could have been in the moment. But what were some of the things that were going on for you that drove you to actually take insight?
This thing. I mean, before actually I found the Entra Institute, which is a blessing to me. Before that, I had a pretty much like a good life. Like everybody when see me on the street, they say, "Damn, I want that life, right? I'm driving the best car and fast car. I live in a nice neighborhood. I've been married for 20 plus years, 2 kids. All beautiful family. So in the outside, everybody was looking at me like I'm a successful person. All right, but inside, I was dying every single day, because the fact of the matter, I was barely seeing my wife and my kids. All right. I used to work a lot. I worked 2 jobs before. I worked so many jobs. I working everywhere, and I ended up in the car business for quite a while, and where actually it take me all. I was exhausted. For the amount of time that I was working, you know what I mean? I was doing 50 to 60 hours a week to try to, bring money home. And all that was great. The money was great, and the life was great. Everything's perfect. But in me, it wasn't perfect. I was losing weight by the hours. All right. And I went down, I know back, like a year and a half ago, I went down to 120 pounds.
Whoa.
And I couldn't imagine why I was going so down. I was just so, exhausted. I didn't want to work in what I was doing anymore, but I didn't know what else to do in my life. All right. And for that, for most of the people, when they got stressed, they just eat, eat, eat. Well, to me, it's opposite. When I'm stressed, I don't eat, I don't drink, I don't do nothing. I'm just losing weight, losing weight. But I didn't know actually what the direction I was taking, you know but I knew that I was in the point of losing my family, because I barely talked to my wife. We spoke into a honeydew, just the stuff on the fridge, right, what to do, what you need to do when you come home, and usually I come home at 10 o'clock at night, and I gotta do what I gotta do, you know what I mean, because I know at 8 o'clock in the morning I'm ready to get out of the house and go to work. And a lot of times my kids were still asleep. All right. My son, I lost communication with my son for so many years. We used to be best friends, do everything together. And when I started, really working the car business, we lost the contact, we lost all that. And my daughter, until age 5, she was looking at me like a strange person. She know I'm the dad, but I was kind of like the strange dad because I was never at home. All right. But I knew I had to do something. I knew that I couldn't be living on the situation that I'm outside. I'm look like the perfect man, the perfect life, but I was dying. My family was, dying. Everything was like I lost a relationship with not only with my wife and kids, but also with my mom and my dad and my sisters. Everybody, because I was just on the situation that I just don't really want to talk to nobody. Wife to ask me how I'm doing, and I lie to them. I'm doing great. And, I couldn't lie to them. So might as well, I just don't need to call them. They don't need to know what's going on. So basically, the rest of my life, I was hiding for so many years that I have a perfect life. But the truth, I had no life at all,
Wow, brother, I appreciate you sharing that with us. And as you know, I can definitely relate. I'm not going to go into my story because I want to hear more about you, but I can definitely relate. Very, very similar. All my hours, all my time, everything going into building the life rather than being a part of the life, to the point where they're wondering if I'm even in the life, right? So I get that. Exactly. I get that. What was the line in the sand for you, right? What ultimately, why did you say enough is enough and make a change?
Because I had to the point that I had to make a decision for myself. I couldn't just let the world to decide for me. I couldn't just let my manager to decide for me when I'm going to go to work, when I'm going to come back from work. All right. I couldn't just let the people control my time. I realized that my time is nobody else's time. So I should use my time for myself. All right. To do what I want and to help who I want, but not to be in a situation that somebody else is taking my time so they can build their own empire. All right. So I figured out that, if anybody can meet the empire, if for any job I'm getting, they offer me a promotion, they see the value in me. That means I had something on me that I need to pull it out. All right. So to do that, I had to find out how to get out of the 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? How to get out of the situation, how to be myself, how to actually own my own business. But that was always my dream, all right? Because my grandparents always worked for themselves. I never see my grandparents working for nobody. All right, they all have their own business from both sides of the family, actually, right? And my dad always being entrepreneur, all right. So he died entrepreneur. It was already in my blood, you know what I mean? So all my life, I was trying to find a way to be entrepreneur, but I couldn't until I found the answer.
Wow, I I've known you for a couple of years now, and I didn't realize that you had such entrepreneurial blood. That's really cool.
Yeah, cool.
It does explain a lot about your drive too, because
Yeah.
you grew up in it, you've seen it, and you were just looking for a way to do it yourself. I love that. What was one or two things that you realized about yourself going through personal growth and development that you believe allowed you to have the life of success you do today? What did you learn about yourself that allowed you to unlock that?
Oh man, when I first take the personal growth and development, I really realized that I actually can live myself. I can be myself. I realized that the way of living is be in the present moment. All right. I had so much past, you know, things to think about and all the wrong thing, so much, limited beliefs in myself. All right. And I realized that the only reason I was stuck in that situation for so long, it wasn't because my dad that I had a problem with him, and it wasn't even because, it was me. I
Hmm.
realized I was the problem. Okay. And I was the problem because, before I joined Insight, I had issue with my dad. My dad, when our relationship was, really, really bad, for the fact that, I was always thinking that, he should be there for me all the time. He should have done all the stuff for me and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But I couldn't realize that. But I never asked my dad any question about why he lived his life the way he lived it. You know what I mean? And what happened on his life, you know what I mean? Why he became entrepreneur, you know. And I never asked my dad none of the stuff. And actually my dad was the person that you know, when he started talking to me, I just walk away. I never let him finish his thought. All right. And I was so rude, so mean to him because I thought that he done something to me that I didn't appreciate. But the problem was I was the problem. I was the problem because I never let him to finish his thought. All right. And until I went to the inside, and inside just show me the other direction. Say, listen, man, most of the problem in life actually is you bring that problem because you bring the past to the present. And you're trying to take the past also not only to the present, but you want to bring it to the future. You know what I mean? You want to, I realized that something was wrong with me. All right. And I called my dad actually the day. It was my side on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I called my dad on Saturday morning and I talked to him. And for the first time, I let my dad finish his thought. And it was very emotional for me because I realized that I actually was the problem. And then when we were talking, over the weekend, and I started talking to him more, and we call each other more, and I realized that my dad didn't become an entrepreneur because he wanted to, but he had to. Okay, because my dad started work at age 10. He had to help his parents. All right, he had to help his parents to to help with the other siblings younger. All right. So and my dad became a police officer when on the age 20, and I realized also because he told me that he lost his job because he was with me in in different country because I had a surgery with I had to taken care of because I born with a cleft palate. And so when the job told him, hey, you've been out of the job for over a year, you need to come back to the job, otherwise you're going to lose your job. He had to make a decision between stay with me to get a more surgery or go back to work. And he chose to stay with me.
Hmm.
But that thing, I never knew about it until I'm in the 46 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That he told me. All right. I didn't know that. I didn't know that he lost all his life, to protect me. All right. And I felt audible. I felt so audible that all my life I treat my dad like nobody. You know what I mean? And he was doing, even though I was treating him badly, he always was there for me, looking after me. And when I went to inside, he was here, in my house. All right, he was here in my house, and after the insight, he's come back. We had a great conversation. We start to actually have a communication with each other, and after I went to Impact and Influence, he was the only person actually stay with my kids, so my wife and I can go to Impact and Influence.
Mm.
And not only that, he had a broken back when it come to stay with my kids. With a
Wow.
broken back, because he was just getting an accident. He got a four screw in his back right now, and but he was sick, but he still come here to stay with my kid, so I can go do what I gotta do. And it's just amazing that my communication with my dad, how it changed. He became my best friend. So is my son. We start a relationship better with my son and my daughter, and all that because the 3 days inside that I took, it really gave me a different perspective in life. Instead, I started blaming people for whatever happened to me in my past. I start to realize that the past is already gone. It was never going to come back to me. I need to live my present. And my present, I didn't want any hates, any disappointment. In my present, I want just to bring the love, compassion for my families, especially for my dad.
Wow.
It really, inside to really change my life. And every time I talk about insight, I got so emotional. Every time I talk about insight, I talk about Entra, because I truly believe that they give my life back. I truly believe that the life I'm living right now, if it wasn't because Entra, I don't know what I was doing right now. Because for sure, I know I would be not with my wife and kids right now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I appreciate that level of honesty, Tovy. Takes a lot of courage to be that open and honest and vulnerable. I appreciate that. I think it's really beautiful that the realization that you had and the relationship that you have with your father today, I guarantee you for over 40 years, that man's been waiting for nothing more than to have the relationship he has with you today.
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's a beautiful thing that you guys finally have that. Not only that is starting to reconcile and find its new place, but now you're able to turn around and give that gift to your children as well.
Yeah.
Because now you have that new realization for yourself. How beautiful. I thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. I've got goosebumps right now. That was amazing. Was there anything else that you pulled from Insight? Was there, and we don't obviously want to give away the experience because everyone has their own journey they go through in it, and it's truly unique to them. But is there something that you learned that you use like in your daily life that you learned while going through?
Yeah, one thing that I learned to tell myself that anything is possible. I learned to tell myself that instead of telling myself that, I cannot do that, I said, no, I cannot do that yet. Let's figure out how to do it. Before, it was like, I cannot do that. I just walk away. I cannot do that. I just walk away. But now it's like, I cannot do that yet. The yet is always there because guess what I'm going to do next? I'm going to do that. You know what I mean?
Love that.
And that is being actually imprinted in my mind that anything now, it's like I'm feeling like invincible right now. Because anything that comes in my way, so how can I do that?
Yes.
How can I do that?
That I love that
that's my new attitude in life. It's like there's no, because if I realize that if somebody can do this, I can do that too. If I put my mind to it, I made determination to do that. I just need to have myself, my self-discipline, and just keep on doing, and never stop.
Absolutely. Famous famous story of the 4 minute mile, right?
Yeah.
Roger Bannister. It's like once one person can do it, if it's proven, you can see it, it's doable,
Yeah.
then anybody can do it, and we can go do it ourselves too, right?
Yeah.
That's absolutely. Um, if you were to talk to somebody about insight and they said to you, I don't know if it's right for me, I've got someone I love, I think could really benefit, they, have some programs, some beliefs that aren't serving them, I see so much potential in them, but I don't know if they'll go, I don't know if it's a good fit, what would you say to them?
I mean, I would tell them that, you never know what you don't know. And the only way to know what you don't know is to experience what you don't know. And I would recommend anybody and everybody to take this experience and really, anybody take this experience because you will learn something. Doesn't matter how much you think you know everything. Doesn't matter how much college degree and master degree you have. There is something that you don't know. It's what the insight teach you to be yourself. Nobody taught you at school to be yourself. In fact, not even your parents taught you to be yourself. Because your parents tell you, no, be yourself when you're young. But when you grow up, say, no, figure out something else to do, man. Because what you want to do is not going to work. But insight is different. Insight to really teach you to be you, to be yourself, to live in the present moment. Forget about your past. Don't forget about what it's like see your past, but get your past to give you the strong mindset to build your present so you can get to your future and in a better situation in life.
I love it, Tovy. Well said, man. Don't be a prisoner of your past. Just learn from it. I think that's
Yep.
great. Is there anything else that you would want to share? Anything else about insight, personal growth and development, your life that you would want to let the people know? Want anything burning for you to share?
Well, I will say in anybody out there that I actually been to an Insight event 3 times already, and every single time I went to the Insight, it was special. It was different, and doesn't matter how many times you went to the Insight, it's going to be different. You're going to have a different point of view every single time you go there. It's one of the best experience of a lifetime. And if you're missing this opportunity, you're really missing something very valuable that will take you farther in your life. Not only with yourself, but with the people around you, your friends, your family, and all that.
And one last thing we'll touch on, because you brought it up, and I think it's just powerful. You've been there 3 times. What ultimately drove you to go back?
Well, actually, interesting because when I first went to Insight in November 2021, I come back home, and when my wife picked me up at the airport, so I just started talking to her, and she was like, "You sound different." Yeah, actually, you look different. And the whole time she was like, "Tell me more. What's going on? What happened there?" And I was like, "Honey, so many things happen. I have so many thoughts, but I don't know how to explain it to you because it's a life experience that only me can experience that. And in the only way for you to find out what experience, you have to go and find out your own experience for yourself." And she was like, "Okay." And she was okay, but she didn't know that I had a golden ticket. So, so when we come home, the first thing I did, I opened the computer. Oh, the golden ticket. I said, we're going to the Insight in December. So just the following months, we went to Insight. And at Insight, but the day before the traveling, she got cold feet. Why you don't take this experience just by yourself? Why you don't? I don't want to go. I don't want to. I'm like, honey, we already have everything set to go. Let's just go. If you don't like it, you just stay in hotel room. You be there, and I take my conference, and then I will meet you at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Okay, so we went, and so Friday, she took the class on Friday, and Saturday morning she wake up. She was like, "I'm quitting. I'm quitting my job." I was like, "What?" I was like, "What?" And but seriously, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm quitting my job." I'm like, "What do you mean you're quitting your job?" And she was like, "Well, um, I've been in the real estate for a year now. I like to do the job, but it's not what I really want to do in life." And I just realized that yesterday, and I realized that actually it's not what I want to be. It's not what I want to do in life, and this is a perfect opportunity for me to to let that go and join you, and we build a business together. And I was like, okay, now we're talking.
Yeah.
and Ashley on Sunday, Monday, we were flying home, and from the airport, she just went on social media. She announced that she's quitting her job. Before she told the boss that she's quitting the job,
Yeah.
but she was just fired up, and because she saw something that she never saw before. And I mean, like I said, you can have a college degree, you can be anything you can already have a multi-million-dollar. You can be the richest man in the world. When you get inside, that is something that you will be surprised.
Mhm.
That's something you will learn on that. Everybody has something to learn at inside. Doesn't matter what kind of level in life you are, and I can prove you that.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, let's go together, and then you let me know.
Absolutely, brother. I love it. Well,
Yeah.
Tovy, I just want to say thank you so much for taking some time to jump on, share your journey, share your story. I got to learn some new things about you, gave me goosebumps. I had a really great time. I know that anybody who watches this is going to find you so inspiring, brother. And again, just thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you for having me here in your channel. It's my pleasure to be here to express myself to the world and to your fans, and to let them know that they should take this opportunity. It's opportunity of lifetime, and it's something that you can always go back to, reflect. You know what I mean, and learn more every single day. Right. I recommend everybody to go to Insight, especially right now. There's some great promotion going on, right?
Absolutely. Gift of insight, holiday, 50% off. You can't beat
That's
that.
right. That's
All right.
right.
Thank you so much, Tovy.
All
And for
right.
everybody, if you guys found value in this, definitely like, comment, and share. And if you are interested in attending Insight yourself, right up in the description will be some information that will let you know all about how you can get it for 50% off for the rest of this year. Thank you guys. We'll talk
All
to you
right.
soon.
Thank you.